time has come again. The champion must end. It can only be one of us. Victorious. So stand up and fight, my friend. There's a title you must defend. Shut it on and on. Bring it to me. Defend your
Yeah! Moving!
God, that song is great.
It's fantastic. Hello, DYM-Nation. I am one of your hosts. You're listening to your favorite podcast in the world. This is the DYM podcast.
Oh,
Defend
baby.
your movie, defend your media, defend your mother, defend your whoever you want.
Yeah.
I'm Sean Donnelly. You know me as Dutch, joined here by the cool breeze himself, Andy Fiore.
That's me, baby. How you doing, Shawnee? Good to see you, my friend. I got a couple big things for you. Mushy Mike, the producer. Hello, how are you? Hope everybody's doing well. I had a dream about you last night, Shawnee.
About me?
Yeah, it was you, me, Normand, and List. And maybe the podcast was in my subconscious last night.
Maybe that whole Luis Gomez Seinfeld controvery got into your dreams.
Well, buddy, strap yourself in for a Seinfeld heavy episode because it ties into last week too. But last night I'm asleep. I'm off in I'm sawing logs, and I have this weird dream that we're like down in a beach area, you, me, Norman, and List, and you shaved your beard. And you came out, you're like, guys, I'm going to do the show with no beard tonight. And you looked great. And we were all loving it. And we were like renting, but it was like a vacation. And I don't really know. That was really the majority of the dream. And then we just drove back to New York, and that was all. But
did any of us catch lobsters illegally in the ocean?
I don't think yet. I think Liz did, and then Norman turned him into the cops.
Was there a breathtaking baby on this trip?
Yeah. That's some fugly baby. But I have to start this off because I almost texted you this last week, and I am embarrassed for myself over this. As you know, last week we talked about my Uncle Leo, his funeral we were going to. You know, we record these things on a Thursday. And the next day, I was just thinking about the episode and listening to the social media clips that our buddy Hoss sends us, who works with the Laugh Button. He's great. He cuts all their stuff up, and he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. And
it got me to thinking about the show, and I was just thinking about my Uncle Leo, and then I get a text from his son just saying, hey, thanks so much for coming out. Our families have always been so close. Over the years. Is my dad's best friend, my Uncle Leo. You know, he's not necessarily my Uncle Leo.
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm going with this? Can you guess?
The son said something about the clip?
No.
I was so worried the son got upset.
No. This is great. For whatever reason, I had a mental block in my head. My Uncle Leo's son's name is fucking Jeffrey. I swear to God on my dead father's grave, my Uncle Leo's son's name is Jeffrey.
So that's your cousin. So that's your cousin.
I could not believe it, but I have an Uncle Leo whose son's name is Jeffrey. If there's Uncle Leo in Seinfeld with a son named Jeffrey,
how did that not come out last week?
I'm embarrassed. I did not put this together sooner. I almost texted you right there on the spot, but I wanted to save it for the pod.
Oh my God.
I texted my little sister immediately. I went, hey, how fucking retarded are we? We've never made this connection before. I mean, I got an Aunt Sylvia, an Uncle Leo, and a cousin Jeffrey for all intents and purposes. Isn't that bizarre and crazy?
You're living in the Seinfeld universe, dude.
I think I might be in a Seinfeld sim.
What character would be closest to you in the Seinfeld? Putty? Would you be a Putty? You're built like a Putty. You're built like a Putty.
He's a Devils fan, though. I'm a big Rangers fan.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, but it's still hockey. It's still hockey.
Yeah, still hockey. I'd probably Putty. I'm a big doofus, you know?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're a big guy. That's a Putty type thing, you know? Yeah.
It's tough, man. I don't know. What about you?
Most people would say, yeah, fuck you. Most people bearded Newman.
He Newman.
He Newman broke up with her.
I've looked into his eyes. He's pure evil.
He's pure evil. Wow, that's amazing, dude. You were closer. You were closer than you ever even realized.
I've been holding on to that one for 7 days, and it's been killing me. I've been crawling out of my skin with that one. But it just let me down. So I had to do this college show, the Zoom show last night for this Canadian college, Bishop University. Sweet kids, the Gators.
A bunch of sweet kids.
They're very nice people up there in Canada.
Yeah,
they're called the Gators, not like the cousin of the crocodile Gators. It's literally like Gaiter, like the neck gaiters we've been wearing in pandemic.
Oh, really? That's
their mascot name. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing.
How is that intimidating? That's why Canada sucks.
Not. I made a whole joke. I did 10 minutes on it.
Yeah, that's why Canada. They're like I used to joke, but like they almost get it right. Like they're like, oh yeah, we'll be called the Gators, and you're like, oh, like the alligator. They're like, no, like just like that thing that goes in your mouth, like that gator.
A neck warmer.
Yeah.
And anyway, their colors are very NYU colors, which is like purple and white, like violet, essentially.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking, and this happens to me so much. It got me thinking about my favorite, I think, Jerry Seinfeld girlfriend, top 5 at least, is Sharon.
Yes.
Sharon from NYU.
She's my favorite. She's my favorite the whole time.
Yeah, I love her in the outing. And then that episode comes on last night.
No,
it's like I'm living in this weird fucking Seinfeld simulation, dude.
You're like the Omen for the Seinfeld right now. You're just materializing all this Seinfeld folklore, and
it's really weird, man. It really weirded me out,
dude. That episode is great. Now I can't figure out. Do you think her accent is real, or that's her fake version of a New York accent?
That's a good question.
I don't know if there was an actress choice that didn't work out so well, because like. They never said like, oh, they're like, she's like, it's Sharon from NYU, but it's really thick. But I'm like, I don't think that's I don't think that's how she talks though. An actor really can't talk like that and be an actor.
Right. Maybe she made a choice as an actress for the part.
There's a really sexy part of when he goes, I was immediately attracted to you. You remind me of Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And she bites her lip in the episode, and it's one of the hottest things ever in anything. It's so sexy that she does it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a cousin Sharon next time I go home. My mom's gonna be showing me photos.
Yeah, a lost cousin Sharon who writes, who's a journalist.
Yeah. Just a whole bunch of weird Seinfeld coincidences going on in my life. But I can't believe my Uncle Leo and Jeffrey. I'm not making that up. I swear to God, I wouldn't lie to you fellas, or you fine people out there listening. DYM-Nation, I wouldn't do that. It's 100% true, and I was just itching to tell you guys. I couldn't fucking wait to tell it. But
oh my God, that's funny, dude. That's fucking great. Yeah. You know, apparently Norman was telling me about a lost episode of Seinfeld that they posted online. An episode they purposely didn't release because it wasn't funny.
Really?
And then years later it got released. I haven't seen it yet, but he's like, it's almost not worth watching. It's not good. But I'm like, I can't imagine not watching it.
Of course.
You know, I gotta watch it at some point.
I would love to see that. And
maybe
I would love to see why.
The
Absolutely, why they held it back
because it was bad. Wait, is that it? What is that right there? Oh, Bishop. Oh, that's the college. Also,
that's what it is.
Why do they? What is that?
Yeah, they were telling me that's the actual. A neck gaiter is the ones that we've been wearing, in pandemic times. An actual gaiter is that like foot covering thing that you see from like colonial times. Thank you, Mush.
Thanks.
Yeah, apparently, bishops would wear them all the time, and so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leave it to Canada to name your ferocious team after a clothing item.
Dude, I'm telling you, I riffed on it for 48 minutes.
The Saskatchewan Ascots. the Montreal Braziers.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
The Newfoundland shoelaces.
The Newfoundland puffy shirts. Yeah. Which would make sense. Dude, you are so in tune with the Seinfeld universe. I'm so excited for you. Out. So you had that dream, would you wake up like, oh my God, it was like one of those like vivid dreams?
It was super vivid. It was one of those ones that felt like it was a long time. Like we were yeah, I'm not gonna bore everybody with all the details of my dreams, but it just felt like, one of those dreams where you have a full day of doing stuff,
Yes.
and then you wake up.
I don't have too many of those, to be honest.
I've been having them pretty vividly a lot lately.
Did you
I
eat
don't know what it
cheese
is.
before you went to bed?
Did I eat any cheese before I went to bed? No, I ate some brownie brittle. Which is so goddamn good.
Cheese. I heard cheese. That's old school.
I was talking about old school yesterday too. This is a fucking weird.
That's so weird. Cheese. Supposedly, they say the cultures in cheese, it's like they're aged or they're whatever you call it. It's fermented, so it messes with the chemicals in your brain and it makes you have like really vivid, weird dreams. Supposedly.
I don't think I had cheese at all yesterday. I had some salad and chicken for dinner, and then I had a little brownie brittle snack before I went to bed. What I have for lunch? I don't remember. Oh, I had pizza for lunch. I had leftover pizza.
That might have been it. See, I'm telling you, sometimes cheese just does that.
Yeah,
cheese,
dude. It's so weird. I was texting Greg Stone yesterday, and there's this new deli that I've told you about many times. The former Andrew and Frank's Deli was our go-to place right in our neighborhood on 23rd Avenue in Queens. A lot of people like Sal, Chris, and Charlie's. This was the Geno's versus
competition.
Pat the story at delis. A&F closed. The guy retired before COVID pandemic. He just goes, I just want to go spend time with my family and live my life. And we were heartbroken, as fatzos are. And one of the neighborhood restaurants has opened it up again. It's not opened yet, but here's Shawnee. They're calling it Slaps. As in, like, this place slaps, like millennial speak.
Oh, I don't even know. That's how old I am. I don't even know what Slaps is.
Yeah, it's like Mush. Help me. It's like, oh, that's really cool. That place slaps. Like this song slaps.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, it's awesome or something.
Yeah, but they're calling it.
Is that it, Mike?
Yeah, my dad. Did my dad like vocabulary?
Yes, no, the kids are saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey kids, how's the movie? Does it slap?
Yeah. Well, I used to stand for this deli. That's one I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, I know where that's. That's from.
No.
Oh, it's from the Eminem song "Stan."
I don't know it.
Remember Stan about it's Devin Sliwa is in the whatever. It's not Sliwa. That's the other guy. Devin Sawa is in the He's in the video and he's writing a letter and he goes, "Dear Mister, I'm too blah. Please don't about that."
But I don't know.
It's an old song. Means. Oh, Stan is his name in the video in the song, and he's like a psychotic fan, and he kills his wife and kid or his girlfriend.
So if you're a big fan of something, you stand. You're a fan.
Yes, so it's kind of a throwback, but they're using "stan" as a verb.
Okay, well, I stand A&F, but I do not stand Slaps.
Is it bad?
It's not open yet, but they started to put like graffiti paint job and this big like Porky Pig looking character. But the name alone leads me to, I'm just like, oh, Slaps Astoria. Come on, dude.
I thought maybe Slaps would have been like a reference to like slapping some meat on a sandwich and serving it to you.
I'd take that in a heartbeat. I know the guy too. It's like the Ornella Trattoria. It's the son, Gio. He's a big comedy fan. He knows all of us. He knows you. He knows me. He loves everybody. All the comedians. Yeah. And I want to talk to him and be like, Gio, what the hell are you naming this? This is a beloved, revered place. Don't mess with it. But I think it's going to be a good Italian deli.
I'll tell you right now. You just said his name was Gino. Was Gino?
Gio, G-I-O.
Yeah, even better. Get that guinea in there to make me an amazing sandwich. I'll tell you right now. I'll forgive the name Slaps if this place is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. But,
so it's in the same spot? It's in the same spot.
Same spot. It's going to be an Italian deli again. So I was texting Greg about this. I mean, we were in this place every single day because it's 3 blocks from our collect. It's right in the middle of both of our apartments. And so have you ever heard of DeFonte's in Brooklyn?
Yes, I have.
I was texting Greg. I'm like, we should just go one day just to, prepare ourselves. And never heard.
That might be the fattest sentence I've ever heard in my life. Why would you need to prepare yourself for Italian deli? Listen, just so we know how to eat sandwiches again, we should let's go on a practice run.
Yeah.
To go eat this sandwich and figure it out.
You don't want to go in Just it's like I haven't skied in a few years. You don't want to go right to the fucking Swiss Alps.
Yeah.
You want to take a couple day trips to a small
those
mountain.
two activities. Yeah. Guess what? Eating like a fat piece of shit is like riding a bike. Okay. You just know how to do it.
Right.
He's like, listen, I haven't had pizza in months. I really should go get myself a whole pie so I don't look like a fucking idiot when I'm eating this pizza. Yeah. Oh,
so he never heard of it before because there used to be one.
There's one on right next to the stand.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's great.
And
it's a great deli.
Somebody posted one. I was like, we should go here. Let's just take a field trip one day. And he was like, it looks glorious. And I sent back the fucking old school. So it was the old school GIF. It was like when Will Ferrell gets hit and he's knocked down. He's like, I see blue.
Yeah.
He looks glorious.
I'll tell you right now, I'm going to say an even fatter thing. Then I'm going to say, you just told me a little story about a deli. And I go, please let me know when you're going because I will take a pilgrimage to go to DeFonte's.
Absolutely.
That's how good of a fucking deli it is.
It's going to be a big fat guy road trip here. It's going to be great. Ever since I've gotten LASIK, I've put on like 15 pounds.
Why, can you see the food better?
I guess I can see my food clearly.
Things look even more delicious and you can't turn them down?
Yeah. It's a winter time, man. It is just always this way.
Yeah.
Like a groundhog. Once spring comes, I go, I got to get back to fighting weight here. But boy, oh boy.
Yeah, you have to get back to your to your boxing shape. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude. Well, speaking of winter time, it's and like I do these kicks where even though we have a movie podcast, I'll try to watch as much as I can, but I really need to be in the mood to watch something. And I went on a freaking free for all this week. I watched like 4 or 5 movies.
So did I.
Yeah. Did you watch a bunch? I watched a couple of new ones, and then I watched a rec from you that I loved.
Oh, great! I can't wait.
And I texted you about it. I got nothing back from the kid. I'm like, hey man, I watched your recommendation.
I think I remember I was out Friday. I was like Michael Scott. I was too excited if I wrote you back, I was going to spill the Jeffrey beans. I wanted to say it for the pod. But I also watched 3 new things and I rewatched an oldie but a goodie.
What was one of the new things that you watched?
I watched 2 new things and one old thing I'd never seen before, and then I rewatched something. The new one I watched was Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. George Clooney's directing debut.
Oh, I heard it's great. It's about what's his name?
It's about not Greg Barris.
Greg Barris is a comic.
It's Barris,
Chuck Barris.
The guy who created the Gong Show, created the dating game, and claimed that he was also a CIA killer.
Yes, and then there's no proof of this, correct?
Yeah, no, none whatsoever. And of course, the CIA denies it. But Sam Rockwell plays Chuck Barris. It was fun. It was interesting. Clooney does a decent job in his directorial debut, and it was just fun little ride. I had no idea about that story at all before. It's from like 2002. I was just flipping around and it was on. I went, I'll give this a watch. So I enjoyed that.
That happens to me a lot. I had to think too that these 2 things that have been out for a while, but they're related. That I watched that I was like it was just on. I had that YouTube TV, and now YouTube TV just suggests things to me because it's like YouTube. It just finds what you like, and then it suggests. And they're like right now. I watched The Equalizer and The Equalizer 2 with Denzel Washington.
Oh, I've never seen either.
The first one is fantastic. Second one's okay. It's like. You know, what happens sometimes, even when you have like decent sequels to action movies, they'll be like 10% as less fun as the first one. It's like that kind of thing. It's almost like it's like a formula or something. It's almost like they're doing it on purpose. Like they're like, we can't make this as good as the first one. Like it's like that kind of,
Right.
So, you know what it's like to me? I really love Man on Fire. You've seen a Man on Fire, I'm guessing.
Oh, I love Man on Fire.
It's like Man on Fire light. It's like Man on Fire, but
okay. Yeah, dude, I'll go on record and saying, as great as Denzel is, he makes the same movie over and over again.
Yeah, I think he's like thinking of retirement. I think that's what it's. And also, he's
been going on for a while now.
What was the one he did? The Fences? Not the one. There was a play that they made into it. He does.
Malcolm X.
He played. Yeah, he did Malcolm X. He did so many that like on it, but now he's kind of fallen. But like, here's the thing, like Robert De Niro does the same shit too. You know, like he kind of was doing the same shit for a while too, and he kind of ruined himself. At least Denzel is still known as like, man, you're amazing in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Like, look at Training Day. Training Day itself, nobody wanted to nominate it for shit. Denzel won for Training Day, right?
But I also think that was a makeup. Sorry, we didn't give it to you for something else. You know, 'cause I don't think Training Day is that great.
He's great in it, dude. He's badass.
Good, but he's just being Denzel. He's that character in every movie.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, that is true. But he's so like he's so magnetic. Like he
is magnetic.
You want to watch him. Like even and in this second one, Equalizer 2, they have this like this moment between him and this kid from the neighborhood that he's trying to like the gangs are trying to swallow this kid up, and then he like it's so funny because that's not even the main plot of the movie. It's kind of a side plot of him just like. So before he goes, like it's almost like he's such a badass in these movies that before he goes and does like the main plot stuff, he just stops off and saves this kid from a gang, like easily. Like he just goes over, grabs him from inside the gang, and this gang is like they have like all these guns around and everything, and then they leave. And the minute they leave, nobody goes after them. They all just look at each other and go, "Who was that guy?" like this weird moment. I'm like, guys, you have guns. Like go chase after him with your guns. Like.
The Equalizer.
They were just like, man, that was weird, huh? Like it was just like, gee, golly, willikers, that was weird.
Hey, is it me or did we just get equalized?
I don't know about you fellas.
Are that crazy?
I don't know about you fellas, but I feel equalized.
I we all feel the same right now? Are we all equal?
So that was the second one. So the second one had a lot of these like tropes that kind of didn't pan out or whatever it is. The first one just
kind of paper towels, save child from gang, bring home milk.
It was just on his list of errands. He's like, it takes a little bit longer. He's like, listen, I gotta get to the post office. Can I just murder you guys now? And then I'm here to equalize. Guys, you know,
I gotta get this. It's priority mail. If I'm not there by 5, can we do this equalizing now?
Like pretty soon, if you get to the point that Denzel is just his character in the movies, he's gonna walk into a room of gang members. They're gonna go, "Oh shit, it's Denzel," and just drop their guns. Like they're just.
His wife has a big work event that night, and he's late to it. And she's looking at. She walks in. She looks at. She goes, "Where were you? I had to equalize these guys, and then I hit traffic on the 405."
No, you think you're doing some good in this world, and your wife's angry at you, not some fucking
got her hands on her hips.
Yeah, she has that like she hands on her hips, the quintessential like pointing to the watch thing. I'll equalize you if you don't get to the party on time.
Yeah. My mother told me not to get involved with an equalizer.
My mother said I should have married the butcher. Why couldn't you marry Fred the butcher? You had to go with an equalizer. He'll never be home. He'll come home with blood all over him. There might be body parts in your freezer. You never know what's going to happen.
I mean, you could make the same case for a butcher, but still.
Actually, you know what? That's really true.
I was like, which one are you describing?
One's good blood, one's bad blood. Oh my God. That's so funny.
Well, I've never seen him, but
they're worth watching. It's perfect if I'm at my house and if you're at your house and it's like you're vegging out kind of movie where you're like, all right, this is fun to watch, you know?
Right.
You won't agree with me on this because I know your philosophy about commercials, but I have a thing where some movies are better with commercials. This is one of those movies.
Very interesting.
Because it has that.
I don't see how that's ever possible.
It lives in that space in my head of like, oh, the quality of this movie is I'm watching this on TV movie. So I'm almost waiting for commercials to happen. Like, not that I'm saying I like commercials. Nobody likes commercials, but I'm so like taught to like know, like to expect commercials that I'm like, yes, Equalizer is something I'd watch on TV. Like I have this rote thing in my brain of like,
sure.
So this will be my bathroom break, and I go and I take a break and I go back and watch it. You know,
all things being equal, I'd rather see this movie with commercials. Well, that's fun. I'll give him a whirl if I see him on. I'll go to my rewatch. I rewatched Inside Llewyn Davis.
Okay, and what was your hold on?
No,
Let me ask you this before you start.
Okay.
What your first time you saw it? What was your opinion? What your
I
take?
appreciated it, didn't outright love it at the time.
Okay.
And now I'm starting to come around, as the Coens do for me a lot.
Yeah.
I will, by the third viewing, go, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
For some reason, the Coens, like, obviously I love the classics right away, but like something like Miller's Crossing or like Barton Fink, I kind of put it in those, in that regard, where it just took me like 10 minutes in, I'm laughing my ass off going, this is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, like stuff was a little bit lost on you the first time that you're like, oh, now I kind of get it more. Yeah. Maybe you know what, you ever think of this, Andy? Yeah, and maybe this is part of it. You think it's a time of life change thing, like an age thing, like you're like
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of what's going on in your life when you watch something for the first time has to do with the way you feel about a movie. Then you watch it because I don't know, that was what, 2013, I think.
Yes, it's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it's been a while since I watched it, and who knows what the hell I was doing then. But I agree totally that could have a big impact on the way you feel about a movie.
Yeah,
and especially because I always go in to a new Coen Brothers movie super hyped up, you know. So like I didn't love Hail Caesar the first time I saw it, and I haven't watched it since. It's been a few years now, so maybe I'll go back and have different feelings, you know.
I that's the only one that I watched it twice and I never came around on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the ones that I never came around on.
Right. That we're due for new Coens, aren't we? It's been a few.
So yeah. So let me, but you know, the last one was phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Fuck it, Buster Scruggs. I forgot.
Buster Scruggs that was a few years ago. But the
yeah, I guess you're right.
You know what it is? It went straight to Netflix, so we don't even think of
right.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Let me ask you: are you a stan now for Llewellyn?
I don't know if I am. If I stand for Lewin, but I it slaps a little bit.
And also, what's his name's a bigger name now, so that might help.
This set Oscar Isaac's career.
Yes, it did, but nobody knew. Like he's great in it. I remember thinking he's great in it, but now I know him more. You know,
yeah,
you're more familiar with him, so it might make it
great
more
career.
Great career. He's a great actor.
Really good movie. Yeah.
But, he's awesome, and the Coens are awesome. So that's just a recipe for success. You know, it's like that kind of thing. I should do the same that you did because I feel like the age I'm at now, I might appreciate it more or something. Like I might. Especially what's going on now with like even with comedy and with everything. Like I think maybe I would be more into it, you know?
Yeah. Shawnee, I want you to start talking about your next one because I got to go grab a visual aid. I guess I got to walk off camera for 2 seconds. So you introduce your next topic.
Well, I'll talk about I want you to be present for the one that the recommendation that I
hear you. I just want to.
Oh yeah. So what I will say, one thing I watched and it's still great is Jerry Maguire.
You know. That's another one that I haven't seen.
Very 90s. It's very 90s, but it's becoming like nostalgic. Jerry Maguire, like even when the Cameron Crowe thing. Like actually, this is not like a thing he uses, but all the time. But when he has the thing about his mentor agent giving the words of encouragement during the movie, that just that reaks of the 90s to me. Like that reeks of the 90s.
I know the kind of the corny.
It's very Cameron Crowe-ish, the whole thing. But I did enjoy it. Like I think it was like a simpler love movie. It's a simpler romantic movie.
Yeah.
And things happen very fast in it. They get married very fast in the movie. And Tom, it's like also I'll tell you right now, I was thinking this as I'm watching it. That's the point. Like that's maybe it was a little bit later than this, but I think if you ask most women when they they lost their love for Tom Cruise, it was after Jerry Maguire, I think. Like Jerry Maguire was one of the last movies where people were obsessed with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was doing the Mission Impossibles right around then too, mid to late 90s. But yeah, I guess he wasn't like a.
But then not too far after that
anymore.
I forget what year with the Katie Holmes thing when he jumped on the couch.
Oh God!
And people were like, "You're a kook," and then they realized how much he was into Scientology, and then he went from like this like. It was also the less. Yeah. He was a great product of. The less information you know about your heroes or your crushes, the better, because then you find out he's like 3'4", like like it's like that.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, he's really tiny. Like the movies, because I was even looking to see like Renee Zellweger, I think, is tiny, but he's taller than her in this, or they put lifts or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So if you're a woman watching the Tom Cruise movies from back then, you're like, oh my God, like you don't have much information about him. And the more information people got about Tom Cruise, they were like, all right, fuck this nut. This guy's out of his mind.
Yeah.
But I actually don't, because I've heard stories about him. Like, I don't think he's, I'm not saying the guy's a bad guy. I'm just saying that I think he's a guy. Like, I've heard stories about, like, we talked about the whole Magnolia thing, about like how his plot line in Magnolia was his life. I think he's just a guy who has always been looking for something, and then he found it, and then there was power associated with it, and I can go to anybody's head.
I agree 100%. So before we go on in the movie reviews for this week, this was one of those quarantine purchases I don't remember buying, and then it came like 3 months later, and I was like, oh yeah.
You do that a lot.
Well, I have a drinking problem. But this is kind of cool. It's the
no. Describe what it is for people.
So it's if we were at VHS tapes, the covers, the spines of VHS tapes that they were lined up in your shelves. I've got the Coen brothers, not all their movies, but Blood Simple, Raising Arizona, Miller's Crossing, Barton Fink, Hudsucker Proxy, Fargo, Big Lebowski, Oh Brother Art Thou, No Country, and Inside Llewyn Davis. So it's kind of a throwback VHS spines
That's cool.
poster.
Put it in the camera because I want to see the whole thing. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, I dig that. That's awesome. And they're like the original boxes they would have came in.
Yeah. So I got to find a place for that.
There's a guy, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the podcast. I might have. I was dying to have him do something for the podcast. I wanted him to design something when we used to call it Defend Your Movie. He has an account on Instagram called at I am Steelberg, IAMSTEELBERG. And what he does, he takes modern movies that came out like straight to Netflix, and he makes them look like make them look like a late blockbuster tape with the name of it on it or something like that, or taking the graphic from the movie.
That is cool.
And then making it an old VHS tape, like almost like how that poster is, but all beat up, like you had it in your collection for like 3 years.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Really cool. And he does like these art pieces, and then he takes pictures of it and puts it on Instagram. And I wanted to have him do something for, I think I either asked him for the podcast or for Midnight Run or something, just so I could have it as a piece.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been, I'm like afraid to find out how much it would be. There we go.
That's super cool.
Look at that. The Revenant. Isn't that cool? He makes it look like, and I'm talking like almost how we were talking about, like we talk about old video stores. He'll do versions of that. That's what that is. So The Revenant, which came out like 2011 or whatever it was, 2013 or something. He has like an old copy
right now.
Really cool, really cool Instagram account.
Spielberg.
I am Steelberg. Yeah.
That's a
cool poster.
All right, cool.
IAMSTEELBERG.
Oh, I thought it was like Spielberg, as in like it's kind of stealing, but not really. Like
what?
Senor Spielbergo.
Oh,
Steven Spielberg's Mexican counterpart.
Spielberg. Oh, okay.
That is super cool. But let's get to
that is what it is.
Oh, okay.
That is what it is. It's got to be. I am Spielberg. I'm not Spielberg. I'm stealing these.
That's what I thought.
Yes, I did not realize that was the point of the fucking name. Oh, that was good. Good catch.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, I am Steelberg. BERG. Right? Is that what that's what I said?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg's not available, so then get me his non-union Mexican counterpart. Senor Spielbergo. Schindler is bueno. Mr. Burns is Del Diablo.
What do you want to say, Mike? Oh, Mike came in the audio and then he left.
Well, that's supposed to be. He's leaving you high and dry.
What you call it? So the rec that you gave me, and of course I was going to watch this one because it has to do with the paranormal and aliens. You watched Save Yourselves? Yes,
Save Yourselves.
See, I watched it the other day and I loved it.
Isn't it fun?
Absolutely, it's really fun. And I'll tell you, man, like it's really it's so funny. Like there's a couple of reasons I loved it. I thought the actors were great, and it was like, and it also the good thing about it is with all like the bullshit that goes, I feel like comedy is like really divided now with all politics bullshit and all this kind of stuff. And one thing that it was definitely the hipster arm of comedy that made that movie,
Sure.
you know, like
Sure.
the very progressive hipster arm of comedy, but they were making fun of that shit in the movie. And that was
it was self-aware enough.
Yeah, it was really self-aware. And to me, part of me was like, oh, this is actually really great that like they're not on a podcast yelling about freedom of speech. They're just making funny shit. And like, yeah, they might have their opinions, but they're also like they're goofing on themselves as well. Like it was they weren't super uptight. They're not tweeting about like, you know, whatever opinion or whatever it is. They're just making art that is super funny and relatable, but also like kind of gets their point across, but also like making fun of how ridiculous
satirizing it.
Yeah, satirizing it a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's people that we know. Our friend Joe Firestone is in it. You know Joe, don't you?
Yeah, sure.
She's in there for a couple of seconds. And then the other actors, I think I met the guy John. I think I might have met him once. They're very hipstery, like in New York comedy, very hipstery people, but nice people. Well, the people I know, nice people. But I loved it because I love the storyline that it was like this, like you told it already, but the couple going away for a couple's weekend. And then
the devices and
the
social
world
media
gets attacked by aliens. But the cool part about it was the aliens that are attacking are just these furry things. Like they're just these harmless looking furball things. And the cool part about it is they were still able to try to kind of make the things kind of freaky, even though they're just little furry things. Like the way they shot it was really, whoever directed it was great because they made it like at certain points you were waiting for things to jump out that really kind of didn't, but you had the suspense going on, you know, like it wasn't just kind of once it was revealed that it was furry things, you weren't like, oh, this is dumb. It kind of worked. It worked for the whole vibe of it, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So it's definitely worth to check out because I think it's pretty independent because it's just on Hulu. Right? I think it's on Hulu, right? Yeah.
No. One of the streamers.
Amazon, maybe Amazon. And it was like, it seems like it was like a movie that, you know, could use a little bit of people checking it out. So check out Save Yourself. And Andy already told you because he was smart enough to watch it weeks ago, you know?
I'm just searching for stuff to watch. I really feel like I am getting down to the dregs. And that brings up my next film that I watched, Fat Man.
Oh, you did? So you rented it?
I rented it.
Hold on, really, before you start, we talked about it, right? Didn't we talk about? Oh no,
we watched the trailer.
We watched the trailer. Yeah.
Because it was like, this is so ridiculous. It's Mel Gibson basically plays Santa Claus, and a disgruntled child hires an assassin to kill Santa because he gets coal. It starts out as a phenomenally fun idea.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't really deliver because Walter Goggins who is phenomenal in everything he does.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, and
he's
part of the Tarantino world now. Walter Goggins.
Yeah, and he's great in this. And the cast is good. And even
hold on, is Walter Goggins the assassin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the idea is fun, and the way they kind of make Santa a part of the everyday world, but also still have his Santa Claus type powers is very cool. And they have a thing where the military kind of gets involved with Santa Claus. It was all done right up until the end when you just go, oh, that's it. That
sucks.
It was just kind of we're over and that's it. That was all. Everything else was great. I was like, oh, this is enjoyable. This could be a fun Christmas movie. But then it just has such a mediocre ending where you just go, oh, I don't know what like they really could have made it great because everything was there, and Gibson's great in it. Walter Goggins is great. The little kid is great. They've got this little evil kid. It's really kind of a fun and unique idea and story, and then it just ends.
So is there like no culmination towards the end? Like, is there no?
I'm trying not to give any spoilers, but it's just a very blasé ending where you just went, oh, I guess it's like they really got lazy or they had to rush something at the end because it just felt like you could have done this so much better and it would have made the movie 10 times more fun. And really, everything was going great. And then you just went, oh, man.
I'll tell you, man, that that rings the thing that rings true all the time is like these kind of movies make you realize it's really hard to make a good movie. It's really hard to make a movie that's good all the way through. Like you can't really knock the people. Like, things get involved. Like making a movie is such a process. Even when you find out so much behind the scenes stuff about like stuff happening by chance, like look at the famous ones, like the Jaws, mechanical shark breaking one, or stuff like that. It's like that stuff works out, but 9 times out of 10, you probably have issues where, hey, we couldn't get this thing, or we had too many guys rewrite the script, so it became kind of lackluster and shitty, and it's such a freaking souffle of all these elements of coming back and forth into like the perfect movie or whatever. And then on top of it, people are looking at it with a subjective eye. So it's like, you're saying that, which I trust your opinion, but somebody could watch it and go, I thought it was a great ending. It was different than they blah, 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 blah. You never know.
Stick the landing, man.
That happens a lot. Yeah. It's like an SNL sketch. I do that a lot on SNL.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I was
the brand at this point. Yeah.
I was watching it going, this is a fun Christmas movie. This is a cool idea. And then it was just like, oh man, come on. And it wasn't like a huge disappointment. It was just, I guess it was a disappointment because I did want it. I did want more, and I wanted a better ending. And it just kind of goes away, and you're just like, oh man,
that's a bummer.
I guess they could maybe lead into a sequel, but I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It was kind of, I was gonna say like kind of cool to see Mel Gibson back, because you forget, like, as much as he seems like a piece of shit, he is a great actor. He does pull off these roles. Like, he was perfect in this movie. You're like, he's like a great fucking Santa.
And he's doing this thing now where he's picking roles that are perfect of what
it was perfect for what this movie was.
Yes, right. Like,
because he kind of plays Santa as a bad, I don't want to give too much away, but he kind of plays like a blue collar Santa where they're kind of going broke and they need like the government to help them. And like, he did it really well.
So this movie was not what you expected it to be when you started it.
No, when I first watched that trailer, I was like, this is absurd. And then I started reading reviews because I was like, if I'm going to spend $5.99 on this, let me just make sure. And even the reviews were not that great, but I went, I got nothing else to watch.
Yeah, I'll check it out. And I did overall enjoy it, but I said they didn't stick the landing, so I'm going to give it 3.5 Fiori fingers out of 5. Well, I want to also ask a question. I don't really have an answer for this yet. I get you an answer. There's a 2-part question. One is, and I want to put this out there to the DYM-Nation. If you don't know already, which you should if you listen to the show, we have an Instagram and we have a podcast. Both are at the DYM podcast. That's the handle. Check it out, at the DYM podcast. There it is right there on the screen. Do us a favor. First question is this. You can answer one of two or you can answer both.
Do I get to play?
You can absolutely play. I would like you to.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
One is, if there's one movie ending you could change, which one is it, and how would you change it?
Just one.
And the second one is, what is your favorite movie ending of all time? And what I really would love to do is, if people who are on Instagram, do me a favor, film it off the TV for us and put it in your stories and tag us. Tag at the DYM podcast, and then we'll write back and we'll share it. Your favorite moment and an ending of a movie. It has to be the ending of a movie.
This is hard.
Yeah, it's really, really hard because there's a lot of these classic endings. But when I just thought of the question, I was like, which one would I use? And one of them that comes up in my brain right away, which I think is because it's such an emotional ending, is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles probably has one of the best endings ever.
I hate that shot montage though of like the wife on the stairs. It's just, I don't know. It
was before the trope. It was before the trope.
You're right.
It set up the trope. That wasn't a thing back then.
It was a trailblazer. Then
it was a trailblazer. It was a trailblazer. But it's so, come on. I cried when I first saw that.
I go to this movie a lot because I love the ending so much. But again, and this kind of ties into another thing that I just thought of is Raising Arizona. The dream sequence of him speaking over his ideal, because all they wanted was a family the whole time. And so his final dream is just this beautiful scene of these elderly couple and their children and their grandchildren all coming to visit them, and they're sharing this big meal. And he goes, and it seemed like us, and it seemed like it was real. a place where everyone is strong, and all parents are strong and all children are beloved. And he goes, it seems like Arizona. And then blah, blah, blah. He goes, I don't know. Maybe it was Utah. It's a beautiful thing. And then this Coen brothers dark humor ending. That's one of my favorite ones of all time. And I'll tell you the other one.
Well, before you say that, really quickly, I want to say this. Do you realize this? Raising Arizona and 25th Hour have the same ending?
Oh, yeah. They kind of do.
They kind of do. If you put them next to each other, somebody do that for us. Somebody put Raising Arizona, that montage, and 25th Hour's montage, because they both have narration, and it's like what would have been. What would have been.
That's a good one. The other one that just popped into my head was it makes me cry every time is American Beauty. It's not my favorite ending, but it's a great ending.
It's also,
and I know we don't like Kevin Spacey now and all that stuff.
No, but we can, yeah.
It's when he repeats his daughter's name, when he's describing how you die, he's like, they say your life flashes before you, and Nancy goes, it's not like that at all. It's drawn out over time. And then he goes, and Caroline, and then it shots to his daughter when she's really young, and he goes, and Janie, and then it shoots her as an adult, and he goes, and Janie. The second Janie slaughters me, dude. It fucking brings out the waterworks.
Yeah, that's a good one. So what I want you guys to do is please tweet at us the best endings in a movie that you think, and also Instagram users, film it off your screen if you have the movie, or if it's on Netflix or
what
Amazon.
Ending do you stand?
What ending do you stand? Yeah, exactly. What's ending slaps?
Yeah.
Which slaps, bro? Which ending slaps? And let us know. And then also, because I don't have an answer for this one yet, but I want to come back next week. I want to do it as homework. Which ending that you don't like from a movie that you would change, and how would you change it? Like a famous movie or one that you love that everybody might know.
Planet of the Apes.
I'll come back with mine next. What'd you say?
Planet of the Apes. He goes, it was Earth. You idiots.
Wait, what would you change it to? That it's not Earth?
That's actually a great ending.
Yeah, it is a great. You just change it like at the end he goes, it's just a regular statue, and he's like, it's just a planet. It's a planet. It's just another planet with a bunch of apes. I didn't realize what happened.
I hate every chimp I see, from chimpanzee A to chimpanzee, is in the pantheon of genius comedy writing. It's a great one is Psycho. Just his over talking. He goes like, I wouldn't. They look at me. They're saying he probably wouldn't even hurt a fly, and he just the fly. He's like doesn't even move. That's a great creepy one.
It's a great creepy. I wonder how they did that. They must have had food on him or something, or like sugar on him or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, got to be hard to.
Back then, how did they shoot that scene?
Right. Yeah.
Another thing that we don't know on a movie podcast that we probably should have. This is what you get, folks. When you get the DYM-Nation, DYM podcast, what you get is us asking movie questions that we probably should have researched before we started the podcast.
All right. I'm going to put my notes in here. I'm going to write down my homework. 5. Let's you and me each bring 5 to the table. 5 endings we love.
5 endings? Okay. 5 endings.
That
we love, or that we're going to change?
5. I'm going to have 23 on my list.
Wait. Hold on. 5 endings that we're going to change or love?
We can do both, I guess.
5 apiece. 5 great endings. Okay, let's do that for next week. Maybe that'll be the bulk of the episode. Bulk of the series.
Bulk of the series, dude. So my phone, you can't tell, but it's finally dying. I think it's.
And a good day to you, sir. Pilar, we spoke on the phone. He goes Pilar. He just goes Pilar. Pilar, we spoke on the phone. And a very good day to you, sir. Whatever. What does he say? Good day or very good day?
And a very good day to you, sir.
And a very good day to you, sir. Oh, is your phone dying, Andy? Guess what? Yeah, I could have told you that 3 years ago.
It's fine.
What do you mean? It's not fine. You just said it's dying.
It was doing a weird flickery thing, but then it stopped, and now we're back, baby.
That is like the surviving death of.
You know what I did? I downloaded the newest iOS, and that fucks everything up, dude.
Andy.
Yeah.
Andy.
What?
I have said this to you multiple times. Every time they purposely do that. They like your phone cannot handle the power of the new
Power of love.
The power of love, Huey Lewis. Your phone cannot handle the iOS, like the whatever the processing speed or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's
your
probably
phone's from
true.
like at this point you have an iPhone 6, right?
6S.
That's 5 phones ago or something, right?
I was keeping track.
So you're gonna get a new phone?
Yeah. I guess you could just do that finance thing where you go add.
Do the finance thing. Andy, would you like me to go with you to get the new phone?
No, then I'll walk out of there fucking $5,000 in debt. We were in Vegas like 2 years ago, and we just walked by the Apple store for no reason. You went, why don't you just get a new phone? You know what I mean? It's like, why? No, my phone works perfectly. You go, yeah, but do it. It'll be fun. I go, who cares? Why are you so invested in this?
I love when people get new phones. I love it.
I think you really put the pressure on me.
Also, like mix my two favorite things: being on a comedy trip and seeing like a mall Apple store and getting so excited.
It's a good time killer.
Oh my god, yeah, no, you're right. I totally would have done that. Yeah, and that was 2 years ago.
I like very basic stuff.
No, I promise that if I help you out, like if I go to the store with you, I'll get the appropriate iPhone for you. They make ones that are like for people like you.
It's got the big buttons.
It's like the jitterbug, but for iPhones.
I do. You know, I'm gonna miss the home button. I like the home thumbprint.
Yeah, that's how we know. Yeah, that's why you need to get the face recognition, facial recognition. You need to get the where there's no.
I don't
home
like
button.
that stuff.
You get used to it very quickly. Everybody, I thought I was gonna miss the home button too. Guess what? I don't. I say, who's that? Who's the home button? I say, home button who?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
It's very easy, and it's intuitive. It's like it's better. Believe me.
I don't like the intuition.
What do you mean? Who doesn't like intuition?
On my phone, it's too much future here now.
What do you want? Like, you should just get a flip phone and call it a day.
If the new version of the iPhone came in a flip phone, would you get it? I think I would. I liked that.
You mean as
hang up? You know,
as
like
an actual flip phone, or as like a smartphone version of a flip phone?
Smartphone flip.
Yeah, probably because I stick with the iPhones because I'm so used to them.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I didn't mind flip phones either. Like it's not like that. I love because even with the technology, they're getting so out. Like they have nothing else to. Like all they're doing is making the chips faster or whatever it is. Yeah. But they're not adding any new stuff to it, really.
Oh,
so they probably. I think they do. I think Samsung. You might want to get that then, because I think Samsung has a flip one that you flip in half.
I don't know. That's a lot of change right there. I am pretty used to Apple.
Yeah. Apple.
I don't know if I have to flip that much. Yeah, I guess really this is such a good size too. The screen is perfect and the width and everything. But I guess they are back to around this size now.
Mine's not that far. Yeah, you can get it about that size.
I want a goddamn fucking movie screen in my pocket. You know?
Andy, the cool breeze does not like change.
No, upsets the breeze.
It upsets the breeze.
Yeah.
Well,
cool breeze becomes a harsh wind. You know.
Yeah, but you need to embrace the technology, Andy. You need to embrace.
It's coming. It's going to come soon. I should do it sooner than later. I don't want to lose anything because I have years of notes of jokes in this.
Well, if you can plug it into your computer.
It actually is linked to my. I thought I lost all my. I write down every spot that I do and I was, especially in 2021, interested to just see how many I did. And I went into my jokes or to my notes folder, and it was just gone. But then it was in my Gmail. So I guess everything is backed up, but I will do it sooner than later. Maybe I'll do it this week. I got nothing to do.
All right. You want to bring your pal?
Yeah, we can go. Where do we go around here?
There's a Verizon store on Steinway. I know exactly where it is.
All right. Yeah, we'll go this week.
Yes.
I almost went over Christmas and the place was
packed. Your shaman on the journey to get a new phone. That's how I think of myself, as like one of those guys from Nepal that has like the yak.
Yeah, Sherpa.
Sherpa. That's what I mean. A Sherpa, not a shaman. A Sherpa. Like we'll have a yak, and then we'll have a bag over the yak, and then we'll have your old
how
phone
about
in
this
the bag.
for movies? I'll be your Padawan, and you'll be my Jedi Master.
Ooh, a little Star Wars action, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm playing Jedi Fallen Order. That's why I was late to the pod.
Oh yeah, why don't you talk about that? Is that good? Should I get that? Well, you have it for
Super
PlayStation.
fun. Super fun.
Do they have it for Xbox?
Don't know. It's an EA game, so they probably do.
They probably do. But is it like what is it reminiscent of? Because I like certain.
You're
types
Cal
of games.
Christus or whatever his name is. You're Cal, and he looks exactly like the kid from Shameless, who I think was the actor.
Oh,
And, yeah, the redheaded gay kid.
oh yeah. Is it?
It's him.
Is it free world? Like is it like
It's free world, but you're doing missions and stuff. You've got to explore tombs. It's great. I'm loving.
Are you locked into the missions?
I think you can go and do whatever. I like doing missions though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I like the story.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah,
I still have that.
downloaded the. I got a Star Wars bundle, and over the holidays you can get like 3 games for like $50. So there's another one. I got like X-wing fighters. I'm gonna. Yeah.
One of them I heard was really bad. Like people returned it like immediately. And
Really?
I don't know if it was X-wing. I think it was before all these though. I think it was from a couple years ago.
Apparently, Marvel Avengers is making people sick.
Really? Like Pokemon?
It was making people nauseous. Like Greg Stone told me, he was like, I can't play this for more than 10 minutes. I'm getting nauseous from all the screen movement.
Jeez, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I think that has happened to me before. Well, I'll be sitting around playing like Last of Us for 4 hours, and I'll be like, I have a headache. And it's like,
dude, that's 4 hours. Yeah, we just can't. Our minds can't handle it, or our eyesight, whatever it is.
I got the old 6S eyesight.
Yeah, you're by the way back in 6S eyesight. You gotta upgrade this freaking eyesight.
I just upgraded my eyesight. What are we talking about?
Oh, that's true. You should be golden then.
Other than that, I've been watching a lot of Ken Jennings doing a great job as new Jeopardy host, man. I love
he's
my
not
Jeopardy.
the host. He's temporary, right?
I know. I don't know why they did this as the guy who's
famous
probably going to get the job to start out, and then they're going to be like, well, now we want to try some other people out. Because he is stepping into an impossible role. No one's ever going to be Trebek, and no one's ever going to do it as good. But he's been doing a good job, and it's just like he makes you feel just welcome, and he does everything really well, and he doesn't make himself the star of the show, which is important. And now I feel like they're gonna have some like celebrity people come in and try, like Katie Couric, and I heard like Aaron Rodgers is gonna do one. It's like, get the fuck out of there. They're gonna be too big of a celebrity name. You know what I mean?
Do you think they're eventually gonna give it?
I hope so.
Yeah.
He obviously loves it. He really does, and I'll tell you why. Because he was a guest on my SiriusXM show, The Raw Report, Thursdays at 4 on SiriusXM Raw Dog 99. Tune in Wednesdays at 4 to SiriusXM Raw Dog 99 to hear Sean's show, Celebrate.
We just had Impractical Joker, Sal Volcano.
Like, it's a star-studded afternoon on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
This is how hopeful I am. I sent an Instagram message to Jennifer Aniston to ask her to do my.
You never know. She's becoming
did it as a shot in the dark,
She's becoming a little bit too ubiquitous for me.
You think so?
She's in a lot of commercials, I feel like.
I think when it gets to the point with these people, they're working and they're like, and I think her, like, that's all she got going on. Not in a bad way, but I'm saying I think she's career minded and she's like, let me just bank all this freaking cash and retire and get out of here.
I mean,
after Friends,
she's fine on Friends.
Yeah,
alone.
she's fine. Yeah,
it's on 24 hours a day.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Isn't that the dream? Just
it gets one of those gigs and then
indication.
Fantastic. I'd be in Hawaii in 10 minutes.
I've still never been.
Hawaii?
I've never been.
It's one of
Hawaii?
It's one of my favorite. It's.
I'm sure it's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. It's the greatest place. It's so great. I love it.
Even for pale fatsos like us?
Yeah, because it's not like there's sun and you're in the sun, but it's like there's a nice breeze most of the day. It's
a cool breeze.
It's dry. What?
A cool breeze?
A cool breeze. A nice cool breeze. Yes, absolutely. You would love it. It's like going home for you, cool breeze.
Cool breeze versus the volcano.
All right, but what I want to do is I want to tell people once again that we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter, and it's at the DYM Podcast on both platforms. Also, we want to thank Michael Suarez, Mushy Mike, for producing this bad boy, and thank you to the Laugh Button. We are also on the Laugh Button, so check out all the great podcasts the Laugh Button has to offer. And check out Andy Fiore. He's at Andy Fiore on
thanks.
Twitter and Instagram. And check out myself. I'm at Shawnee Time on both of those things. And also Michael Suarez. Can you please chime in? Can you tell the people your social media, please?
Oh, at Mike V Suarez.
Follow Mike V Suarez. He does
As in vegan.
It's a selfless job that he does. listening to us ramble on about fucking iPhones and shit for an hour. So thank you so much, Mike, and thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you next week. We'll come back with our homework, right, Andy?
Absolutely. I'm excited for this assignment.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.